Okay, picking back up where we left off, this is the second video in making a daisy. Um, so I'm going to try this pedal one more time. I'm going to drag around it, selecting all of it. I'm going to come down here to create a circular array. I'm going to choose the center rotation point center, which is going to be actually where I made my mistake is here. I'm going to close this. I'm going to select the circle. I'm going to come back. I'm going to select, I'm sorry, I'm going to select the pedal, and I want to select, here. I want to select a rotation point of 4 and center rotation point of 4 and 5. And then I'm going to copy that. Hey, I did it. All right, that looks great. All right, I'm going to close this. I'm going to click off. And then I'm going to come in here and zoom in. Hey, I'm zooming by using the wheel on my mouse. By rolling the wheel on my mouse, I'm able to zoom in. Remember that snipping tool down here? It's called the Interactive Vector Trim tool. I'm going to choose that, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to trim like every other one. So I would want to trim here. So they kind of look like they're overlapping. Yeah. And just go along. And remember, if I ever make a mistake, and I make lots of mistakes, I just go and I do undo. Undo. Also, another thing to think about too is if it's hard to follow along, you should definitely use the technique of scrolling backwards in my video or scrolling forwards in my video, and then you can, if you have a little bit of trouble on a part, just scroll back and replay that section. But hey, I'm pretty happy with my daisy. So once I'm done with this interactive vector trim, or my trimming tool, I'm going to close that up. Okay, now I would like to make this whole thing a little bit smaller, but I want to make it equally smaller, like all parts smaller. So to do that, I'm going to select the entire daisy by dragging a box, and then I'm going to double click on it so that these squares show up. And now I wouldn't want to squeeze it using one of the squares at the bottom or on the right or left hand side, because that wouldn't squeeze it evenly. Look what happens. It kind of like distorts it when I do that. I'm going to hit undo. Instead, I want to choose a box in the corner, and now I can squeeze it down a little bit. I like that size a little bit better. Now I'm going to click off of it, and you know what? It's no longer centered. I'd really like this to be centered. So I'm going to drag across it again with that box, and I'm going to come over here to a brand new tool. This is called the Align Selected Objects. I'm going to click on that while this is pink. It's got to be selected pink, or it won't do it. I'm going to click on that, and look at what I got. I've got a whole bunch of choices on how to align this. So for example, if I choose this one over here, it's going to align it left and right. Boom, centered left to right. If I choose this one here, it's going to center it up and down. If I had chosen the middle one, it would have done those two things at once. Well, I'm pretty happy it's centered, so I'm going to hit close. And the next thing I want to do is I want to draw the stem for my daisy. To do that, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to choose another new tool called Draw Rectangle. I select that, and just like the circle, I could choose a center point for this rectangle to start. I could anchor it from the center of the rectangle or from a corner of the rectangle. So for example, like we could do 4 by 5, and we could tell it that we want this to be, I don't know, 6 inches long. No, I don't want it 6 inches wide. I want it like 0.5 inches wide, and I want it 6 inches tall. And I can create, and it's centered that because I chose, a center location. And that's okay. Hey, look at another feature here too. See how it says radius external and radius internal? I could choose radius external, and when I do that, it's going to round the corners. It's going to actually ask me how much do I want them rounded, and in my case, it defaulted to 1/4 inch. Let's see what that looks like. Hey, look at that. Now, one of the things to realize is that when I click that, I did just create 2 squares. So I'm going to zoom in using my thumb wheel. I'm going to click on the first rectangle that I made, and on my keyboard, I'm just going to find the delete button and hit delete. And now I'm going to keep this one that looks like a popsicle stick. I like how that looks. Now, I'm going to double click on that. And while it's double clicked on, I'm going to use my down arrow key to kind of shift this down, down, down. And then I'm going to click off of it, and that looks pretty good. Zooming again in with my middle roller on my mouse, I want to zoom in here, and again, I want to go to my vector trim tool. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to trim all of this away. This is going to be a little bit tricky, so I'm going to really use my zoom, because look at all the pieces. Boy, I've got to really zoom in here. There's a little piece in here. And I'm going to go and trim and trim. Hey, if I screw up, what do? I just do undo. Too bad life doesn't let you do that sometimes. Like Pac-Man here. Did I get it all? Not quite. One more little bit. You're going to have to chase down a lot of that popsicle stick. I think I've got it. So I click close when I'm done with that tool. And now the last thing I would like to do before I submit this, and by the way, we're going to save it and submit it for a grade, is I would like to create a leaf for my daisy here. Let's see. What would be a good way to do that? Let's try this draw a curve tool. Let's try this draw a curve tool. I'm going to start by clicking down here on the stem, and I'm going to draw a line out, and draw a line out, and draw a line out, and I'm kind of just going to freeform this thing until I come back here, select that, and I don't know, I feel pretty good about that. I'm going to right click to end, and I'm going to right click on it, or while it's right clicked on, I'm going to hit my right key and do copy, and then paste. And now I've got 2 of them, and I'm going to bring the other one over here. Okay, now I want to flip this around because this needs to be a mirrored copy. And so there is a mirroring tool here. Let's see where that mirror is. Right here. See this? Mirror selected object. So I'm going to click on that, and it says, do you want to flip left? Do you want to flip right? Do you want to flip top? Do you want to flip bottom? Let's flip right. Cool, it did it. So I'm going to close that up. I'm going to click on this again, double click on it, and I'm going to drag it into position. Maybe I'll make this like up here a little bit. Hey, I can zoom in, and if I want, I can use my trim tool to trim this. All right, the last piece of the puzzle is I'd like you to go in here and do File, Save As, and I want you to save it with your name to your IT folder and make that happen. All right? All right, nice job. This is going to be the first grade on this new unit.